Brian, just what's it like? No, I mean, I guess it's a small sample size of only just a few months at this point because all of the draft coverage and everything. But does it feel like there's a drastically different year and just kind of feel upon Colorado football with the lack of the Sanders boys, even though, obviously the head coach is the same and all that? It just feels like that was the start of a very certain era there for Colorado, and that's going to be some big faces now missing, Travis Hunter included.
Yeah, I don't feel like we've had a chance to miss them yet because
Yeah.
so much of the offseason has been about them because of the draft and things like that. I think it's gonna feel weird. Maybe when we get to Big 12 Media Day in a couple weeks in Dallas, when wow, there's no Travis or Shedeur. Well, Travis is never gone, but there's no Shedeur or things like that. That's gonna be weird. When we get into fall camp, it'll be weird. And when you watch the well-off media videos and not seeing Shedeur and Shiloh and Travis being such a big part of those videos, that's kind of weird. So it's definitely going to have a different feel.
Well, they have stars, but we just don't know yet who they are. You mentioned Seaton, the offensive lineman, right? The way they play, the style they play, depending on the quarterback play. Who will some of them be outside the quarterbacks if that works out?
Yeah, it's interesting. Some colleagues we've talked about, well, who's the face of this team now? And like, well, is it your left tackle? That's kind of a weird face of the team. Or, is it Juju Lewis, who may even be the backup quarterback this year? So those might be the big faces. The stars, I think, remain to be seen. I think there's some good talent on here that just has not proven it yet. And, I think a Draylon Miller is a really good receiver. I think he's going to be a stud. And, if he's not an all-conference guy this year, I think next year he will be. We've talked a lot about him as their Deebo Samuel type because he can play out of the backfield. He's a receiver. He actually made 2 starts at running back last year. Omarion Miller is a stud if he can stay healthy. He had a big game against Kansas State. No, it was Baylor last year. Had the big game against Baylor. If you remember that touchdown he had before the half where he looked like he was going to get tackled, stayed up and then went 50 yards for the touchdown. But then he got injured a couple weeks later and missed the rest of the year. So they have some star potential players. Like you said, we just don't know who they're going to be yet. I think DJ McKinney on defense, I think is one. I think he's going to be a really good corner.